So with that, I'm going to jump into the demo. And what we've set up is we have 5 scenarios of where, doing anomaly detection has helped us avoid these unplanned IT outages and really look for data that is interesting to what could be a root cause of a problem going on. So the first scenario we're covering is a univariate scenario. So it's on a single KPI on a single resource. And what this particular scenario will walk us through is a denial of service attack that is currently, that was going on at this particular customer in the sense. So what we've done is we've detected that there was more traffic than usual on many of the network links in this particular organization. But on a univariate perspective, the links had, there were like 10 gigabyte links, so they had plenty of capacity for handling all the new traffic coming in. But the challenge was that because of all of this new traffic that was coming on, it was such a light growth curve for the particular metric that they were looking at. It wouldn't have been able something you would have detected with the traditional performance monitoring probably until you've consumed the majority of the capacity of that particular link before and maybe at that point you're already starting to affect customer traffic. So what PI was able to do in this particular case, and we'll drop into the anomaly here, which is this guy here, and those of you who are Omnibus users will notice that this is a normal Omnibus event screen. So the anomalies that are detected get thrown into Netcool Omnibus just as a traditional SNMP trap or syslog event would. So you can also utilize all of your standard correlation and automation and enrichment things that you're already using for other types of events. And in this particular case, what the anomaly told us is that this particular link has bytes that are higher than expected, and it has some mathematical calculation it did. Now we can right click on this particular event just like you can with any of the Omnibus right click tools, and we can launch right into a service diagnosis on this particular anomaly. And what we see is this link goes through pretty standard patterns of medium traffic throughout the day, but it does stay within a fairly decent range. And so the baseline deviation that Predictive Insights calculated for this gives you quite a bit of headroom for looking for problems. But at this particular day, we can see here at the end of the day, all of a sudden this link started slowly rising and slowly rising and slowly rising until we got to where we consider to be out of standard deviation. And as soon as this occurred, we threw an event. Now, if you look at the growth curve of this thing, it still took a while to notice the increase, but this thing only went from a few percentage of utilization more than it was pretty normal for it to do. And so using traditional thresholding, they probably not would have seen this occurring for another week or so, because they had up to 10 gigs of available or a gigabyte of available bandwidth on this particular link. But we did notice the rise increasing and occurring in a way that looked anomalous to the system. So what it said here is, at this point in time, I'm going to throw an anomaly and then track, from then on what the thing did. And so as soon as it found that, it threw an event into Omnibus saying, hey, somebody might want to come look at me. Well, one of the things we noticed on this was because of this increase in traffic, they went back and started looking at it, and they actually caused the denial of service attack to themselves by doing a configuration change that forced some cross-link to occur on some other stuff, and things were kind of sending additional packets back and forth, and it just kept compounding, and they were kind of in a bad storm of traffic that they were causing on their own. So once they made the configuration fix, their traffic leveled back out, and they were able to get out of the anomaly. But again, that could have gone on for, according to the customer, they probably wouldn't have noticed that their traditional performance management for probably a few more weeks before they would have hit their burst thresholds. And so that, this is one example of a univariant that where, we're able to catch it within a short amount of time versus potentially the long time that it would take to do traditional performance analysis.